Hey, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. I guess you can call it a podcast. It's Friday, and it's time to do the weekend wrap up where we talk about things that happened this past week. We are first going to start off with Monique and her Bonnet Chronicles, where she just really want you sweet babies to stop coming out the house with your hair not combed. She said just don't wear it to the airport. Don't wear the bonnets to the airport. Don't wear your pajamas to the airport. And take a little pride in how you look when you leave the house. And some kind of way, Monique was met with so much backlash regarding this. She had mixed reviews about what she said. You know, a lot of people, some people were with her on it, like, yeah, have pride. But there were a lot of you trifling heifers that was mad at her because you come out the house with your bonnets on. And I just have a question of why. Where are you going that you need to keep it in and wait before you take it off? The whole point of it is to preserve your hair overnight and then take it off when you're ready to go out into the world and look presentable. But if you are keeping it on, it's like, when are you going to take it off? Where are you trying to look presentable at, if not out in the world? So I completely and totally understand what Monique is saying. And she, again, got met with so much backlash that she had to come out again. And she pretty much just doubled down on what she said. And she said, I said what I said, basically. Like, she said, I'm not saying, comb your hair to get a man. I'm not saying comb your hair because of anything other than have a little pride in how you represent yourself when you leave the house. And I'm with her completely and totally. As much as I want to leave the house with, I'll leave on my do-rag and put on my little page boy cap or whatever and run out if it's raining, something like that. But you can't see my do-rag up under there. You don't know. Like, I'm never running out the house in my do-rag or a bonnet or anything like that because it's trifling. And I'm sorry. She called you guys sweet babies. And I call you guys trifling heifers. Don't do it, especially with the pajamas. Why are we doing this? Why? Why are we doing this? Stop it. And just real quick, the whole thing with the bonnets put me in the mind frame of when I was little. My mom and aunties and cousins, when they were getting ready to go out later that night, they would put in these hard ass rollers. And I guess it was like to set their hair. And they would have on this big old scarf, big old rollers. And I'm not saying they went out into the world, but they would run around all day with these rollers and scarf in. And it made sense, though. It was just like, okay, I'm waiting for my hair to get done. I'm waiting for it to get set up and get done. I'm going to take it off tonight because I have somewhere to go. And when they took it off, it was going to be, the curls were popping. They were popping. So it was like that for a reason. And again, I don't remember seeing them ever run around to the store and to the mall and to the airport in these big ass rollers or whatever. It was there for a purpose. And once that purpose was served, we taking them out and we about to look as good as we can when we leave this house. And this is what I'm saying about these girls. I just don't understand when they plan on taking them off, if not to leave the house. Again, let's discuss. Tell me what you guys think in the comments. Let's talk about it. I really want to know where people stand because a lot of people say it's just none of our business what they wear out in the world, which is true. It's true, but I'm going to look at you a certain type of way. I was about to say no judgment, but that's judgment all day long. And yeah, I am. I'm just going to look at you and be like, ooh, I'm sure her mom is very proud. Let's move on. And y'all, don't be mad at Monique. She love us for real. Okay, next in I Know You Fucking Lying news. We got this lady with the bear, you guys. This lady pushed this bear off the wall because it was about to attack her dogs, which actually, if you look at the video, which I'm going to put in the description bar below because I'm getting fancy and I'm getting better. So y'all better stay with me. But if you look at the video, it looks like the bear had cubs up under her and the cubs ran up towards the bush as soon as the video starts. So I feel like she was protecting her cubs from the dogs. And that's not even the point. The point, though, is, number one, this lady has a billion dogs. Number two, she was not playing with this bear. And she actually went out and pushed this bear down. Oh my God. And all I could think was, oh, I bet he felt so fluffy. But what is wrong with her? I mean, that's a lot of love for the animals. It just really is. And the second thing I was thinking is, where is this happening at? Because why does she look like a giant? Is it just me, or did she look like huge and this whole setup looked like some sort of play? She just looked like a giant for real. But listen, she was saving her babies and her dogs, and she didn't care. She will fight a bear for you. And it's funny that they put that mystical where he said, "Don't help me, help the bear," because it's very fitting. Because poor little bear, she definitely was standing her ground with these for these dogs, and that's a lot of love. But okay, if it's that serious. Again, I'm gonna link the video in the description bar below, so if you haven't seen the video, please check it out. Okay, you guys, let's switch gears a little bit and talk about tennis player Naomi Osaka. She's so adorable, and I hate what she's going through right now. She ended up she refused to do a press conference at the French Open, and they fined her $15,000 for refusing to do the press conference. She ended up writing out a little paragraph stating why she felt she didn't need to do it, or why she didn't want to do it, and basically it was for mental health reasons. And she's saying that when you win, lose, whatever it is, you go and you sit at these press conferences, I can't talk, and I'm not redoing it. These press conferences, and they ask you these questions that pretty much make you doubt yourself. And of course they know how to word it where they're not just coming at you, but they are worded in a way, and you know what it is, that they're pretty much making you doubt your abilities. And she just didn't feel like she needed to be subject to that. So she skipped. They charged her $15,000. So she decided to go ahead and withdraw. So she withdrew from the French Open, again stating for her mental health. And we have Serena Williams that came out in support of her, and she just basically said that everyone's different and everyone deals with everything different, and she wished she could give her a hug right now because she understands what she's going through. She's been at the press conferences and everything, and she made a statement like, everybody's different, I'm thick, some people are thin. And I'm like, what does that mean? Does she mean like her skin? She has thicker skin? And that's possible, and that's fine, if that's how she feels about it. But basically, she was showing her support and stating that if this is how she chooses to deal with it by withdrawing, she is with her 100%. Then, you guys, we get Miss Venus Williams that comes out and gives a statement yesterday. And her statement gave me everything. Okay, she was complete and total solidarity with Naomi Osaka, and she's just like, look, the way I deal with it is when I sit down at these press conferences and these people are asking these questions, I just think to myself, you can't do what I do. You can't do a fraction of what I do. So basically, I don't give a shit what you ask me because you can't do what I do. And I loved every minute of it. Loved it. She is the strong and silent type, and I'm all here for it. So I am happy that they are supporting her, and I'm wishing Miss Naomi Osaka nothing but the best of luck, and hopefully maybe she can make some changes in the way the game of tennis is done. I'm gonna doubt it because they do the same thing with basketball players and everything. Like, you have to do these press conferences right after, and it is kind of probably something that they all dread at this point. It would be nice if her taking a stand would have some sort of effect on it, but I doubt it. I hate to be a Debbie Downer, but I doubt it. I mean, these people are just so set in their ways. It's unreal. But again, we'll be praying for Miss Naomi Osaka, and hopefully things will work out just fine for her. So this week in petty news, we have Mr. Jay Ellis, who plays Lawrence in Insecure. He put up a post on Instagram where he photoshopped himself in at the party that Issa and Diddy gave. Apparently they co-hosted a party star-studded, and they did not invite Lawrence. Well, Jay Ellis, but Lawrence. And why are you guys doing that? That's not cool. He had to Photoshop himself in. So his caption was like, yeah, I had fun with my friends. Thanks for the invite, Issa and Diddy. It was a fun party. And then he said haters are going to say that this is photoshopped, but whatever. And clearly it's photoshopped. But I'm hoping maybe he was invited and just couldn't make it. And that was just a joke. But don't be leaving Lawrence, J. Ellis, Lawrence out. Don't do that. That's not cool. That's my guy. And I really hope they didn't leave him out. Because, I mean, come on. Y'all had the other guy there. The one that, what's his name? Kendrick Sampson that plays Nathan. He was there. And why would he be invited and Lawrence not be invited? Don't do that. And did y'all see Molly? Yvonne Orgy. But Molly dancing with Diddy? Now, I don't think anything, is there, but Molly knows how to move, which is actually an ongoing joke because she was, fun fact that I'm sure all of you knew, she was a virgin the first couple seasons or whatever of Insecure, but she had these sex scenes where she was on Breakfast Club and they were like, how are you able to know how to move like that if you never did it? And she's like, I don't know, I just did. And she did a good job at it. But now I'm sure she's no longer, a virgin or whatever. And she was dancing with Diddy. That's none of our business. That's none of my business. That's none of your business. So we nosy. Anyway, we're going to get off of this one. I'm sure there's nothing going on with her and Diddy. And they were just dancing, but they really were getting it in. She was working it. Okay. Next time, invite Lawrence. Lawrence can always come over to my house. Lawrence, you're always invited. My door's always open. Thanks. And this week in No One Gives a Shit news, Evelyn Lozada. Shout out to the Shade Room for this picture, but Evelyn Lozada stated that she will not be returning to Basketball Wives, and no one gives a shit. And I'm not saying that because I don't like Evelyn. I actually do like Evelyn. Evelyn is problematic. She's toxic. She's all those words that we use for someone who has some issues. But I'm just saying it because Basketball Wives should not be returning itself. Like, the whole show should just be gone. It's no longer entertaining. There's nothing entertaining about these older women acting a fool. Even though I do know that in life, some older women act a fool, but this is just next level. And the whole show can just be gone. So the fact that she's not returning, yeah, no one cares really. Again, not just because of her, but because the whole show can just go. Period. And in our honorable mention news, just some real quick news worth mentioning. Mary J. Blige has the official trailer. She's dropped the official trailer to her My Life documentary. And basically it's just kind of chronicling what happened behind the scenes as she made the album and certain things she was going through. And I can't wait to see it. I don't know why. I've heard her story a lot, like quite a few times, but I don't know why. I still want to see it. I want to see more. I actually want to see a full-on documentary. Probably like a little docu-series, because I feel like she has a whole lot of different stories she can tell. We have the Casey and JoJo thing. Well, Casey, who was she with? Casey or JoJo? I don't know. But we have that whole thing. We have the thing with Kenzo and what really happened and everything that happened in between. And I am interested. I'm interested in the entire thing. But until we get the whole thing, which I'm sure at some point we will, I will be tuned in for this, and it's coming on Prime Video June 25th, so stay tuned. And last but not least, let's touch on the drama with our favorite 50 Cent, Mr. Pettyman himself. But this isn't petty news. This is just touching on the drama that he had this past week with Vivica and Cuban, his current girlfriend. So Vivica did an interview, and in that interview she did, as she always does, the whole "he was the love of my life" thing, which if that's her truth, that everyone likes to say their truth, if that's her truth, then that's fine. But girl, give it a rest. Really, give it a rest. This man has dogged you. You guys just had this whole knockdown drag out a few years ago, and he dogged you If that's how you feel, fine, keep it to yourself. He does not care. We don't care. We know, okay? And go find another. Go find someone better. Just go, because we don't care anymore. And she keeps talking about the same thing. Anyway, so as she put the interview was posted to the Shade Room, and in the comments comes Cuban Link, which is 50 Cent's current girlfriend. And she just puts a comment saying, "Aw," with a little violin and a little kissy heart emoji. And Vivica saw that, so she wants to be petty, so she ends up posting some throwbacks of her and 50. And then Cuban, of course, had a couple of, smart things to say, basically kind of shaming her for being older or whatever. So ends up that 50 Cent then does an interview, and in that interview he flips the switch on us, y'all. It just depends on what day you catch him, because I swear it could either go right or wrong with him. But on this day, he felt generous and he felt like being a big boy and not being petty. And he said, it doesn't bother me when Vivica says these things in her interviews. I know, it's what she says is the truth for her, and it doesn't bother me. I'm fine with it. It's fine. So as he acted as a grown-up, I think that's what kind of made Vivica and Cuban Link want to act as grown-ups as well. So after that, they drop another portion of Vivica's interview with Vlad, and she says, well, she captions it and everything with, this is the part that Cuban Link did not see, and what she did not, she's not mentioning the fact that I gave her all of her props. I've said I've moved on and everything is fine. And she's just like, be blessed. So after she dropped that, then Cuban Link comes back and says, yeah, I didn't see that part, and, much respect, and we're done. It's done. So it ended well. I was happy about that. Everybody's grown up, but I think it's interesting that it took a turn and ended up ending in a grown-up way because of his lead, basically. So I feel like everyone was being petty because technically he is Mr. Petty. But because he came back as a grown-up, everyone followed his lead, and that is not a bad look. I'm okay with that. Well, thank you guys for coming back again this week if you came back. And we will do this again next Friday, where we will wrap up everything. If there's anything at any point that you guys want me to discuss, please drop down in the comments and let me know. And I keep forgetting to say this like other YouTubers, but like, comment, and subscribe. I don't know why I have the hardest time saying subscribe, but subscribe and like and comment. Share. If you share, don't say my name. All right. Enjoy your weekend, guys. Smooches.